Well, so much for the hunt today, but Lord knows we need it. We've been in a bad drought. I looked at the radar, see if it'd go away if I could get out in here earlier today, but no. This is the remnants of what's left of old Hurricane Fred that come up the Gulf there, and it's going to be raining all day. Well, anyway, I've been thinking about it. It's been about a year since I showed my update finds, and this would be for 2021 updates. So I thought I'd share it with you here on this rainy day and show you what I've been finding in these old Tennessee woods. So stick around. Well, here's the finds, guys. This is the up-to-date finds in these old Tennessee woods from last year all the way up to this year. So I done this last August. It's been about a year ago. Now I use the Equinox 600 by MineLab. It does me a good job. Now, here's some of the collections of the old shotgun shells. I'd give away a good one in a giveaway, a plaque of Tennessee with nothing but old shotgun shells in it. Now these old shells, some of them are 100, 120, 125 years old. They are old. And you can see some of them here. There's some really old ones here. Now, they're bad to, when you get them out of the ground there, they start turning black even though you clean them. Well, here's the bullet collection. All kinds of bullets out of these old Tennessee woods. Most of them for hunting, and then some of them got big question marks. Like these 3-ringers here. What are they doing up here? Them Civil War bullets. Look at one right here. I found these up under a rock. And I found another one up in the open woods. So I don't know what all went up on this ridge. I got one here, another one. Except it's not hollow, it's a solid 3-ringer bullet that's been disintegrated, hit something. Mold bullets of all kinds. Some of them old, I've dated some of them with wad cutters back in the late 1800s. A lot of bullets, a lot of modern bullets too for hunting. Now here's some 410 shells. They're very rare. Hard to find them old 410 shells, real old too. Some of them dates back into the 20s. Now here's the musket balls. I love finding them because I know that's old ammunition before the modern ones. Now here's a piece of lead I found in the woods. It's what I think it's what they call camp lead. What they'd carry around in their backpacks and stuff. They'd melt down to make their balls with. Just extra lead. Now here's some of the bigger ones. This looks like a 69 caliber solid shot. It's hit something. This one's a little bit better shape, but it's hit something too. Them big old balls. You could tell it because they're pinched off where they poured them in their molds and then pinched them off. Here's one just a little bit smaller. It's probably good shape, never been shot maybe. All kinds of assortments, 30 caliber, 36, 40, all different calibers of these musket balls. And most of them was all used for hunting. And you don't know how old they are. And here I found an old cowbell up in these deep woods. Must have been an old goat or a cow or something. Got up in here and lost it. Now here's something real rare. I thought I really found something good sticking my head back in there crawling in them rocks and detecting metal. I dug on this thing a couple hours. It's an old hunter's trap. An animal must have got caught in it and drug it back in them rocks. No telling how old that is. And here's an old handle, brake handle for an old horse and buggy. Old buggy brake handle. All kinds of old horseshoes of all different sizes. And there's a cutter tooth off an old cutter blade they used to pull with horses, cut these fields with. All kinds of old double-bladed axe, single-bladed axes. They've been used heavily because they're wore out. And some old wedges where they've done some logging in these woods. Some of them pretty good shape, some of them just wore out. Here I even found an old hammer right here, down there where I thought they was a moonshine steel, buried in the ground about a foot. And here's an old griddle off of an old stove I found in the middle of nowhere, buried. Couldn't figure that one out. Old shotgun shells. I'd found a couple of these. I'd give one of them to a friend of mine. Now here's the coins. I don't find many coins in these old woods. Just guess what hunters pull out of their pocket and they fall out or something. Or up an old road to an old barn or house seat. Don't find many coins, but I do find them. And when I find them, some of them are pretty old. I found a few old wheat pennies here since wintertime. Here's a 1901 along these old logging roads where they've been hunting. I guess they pulled a shell out of their pocket, and that come tumbling out too. But them's nice to find right there. They're rare. Guys, I just about forgot about my special coins. I don't keep them with my regular finds. I keep them put up somewhere. But here they are is what I found over the last year. A 42 Mercury dime, a 28 Buffalo nickel, a 1912 B nickel. That was a really nice find, and it's in good shape. I guess it's dry, rocky soil up here protects them. And then I found a 1883 back in the spring. That's a real rare find on top of this ridge. It's not perfect, but it's in pretty good shape. And then a 1939. And these, I just keep these in a special place. I about forgot about showing them, but here they are. Found up here in the woods, a 1986 vaccination tab for a dog collar where he'd had his rabies shot. All kinds of square nails. Like I said, there was a chain or link for a bridle on a horse, old workhorses. All kinds of old square nails. Even found some old buckles up here for saddlebags, backpacks, don't know, knapsacks. That looks like a belt buckle off somebody's breeches. Even found an old spoon back in here. That's an old one, rusted away. Big old tablespoon. And these right here, I found them back in the winter. There's another old belt buckle. Looks like something off a knapsack or backpack. Now these here are spindle whorls. If you don't know what a spindle whorl is, that's what the old timers used to make thread out of wool. They would spin it on these spindle whorls. Now here I found an old harmonica reed, but that's all I found of it. Nothing else, just that reed. And here's some old knives I found. This one right here, this is an old one. I found it a foot down in the rocks. And I'm surprised the metal detector picked it up that day. But I had time researching it and found out it was a Humphreys Radiant, made in Sheffield, England, dated back in the 1850s. I had to take it apart to get that apart, just to read the blade. Barely could read it. And I find so much trash, 10 times this in trash. But there is some good stuff in these old woods from the pioneers and these old settlers and these farmers. There's some good stuff laying there if you could just come over that 1 foot piece of ground so that detector can hit it. Even old plow blades, machinery parts off these old tractors from way back. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I thought I'd show my finds since I was rained out on a rainy day. But these old woods, there's a lot of stuff laying in these ridges, no matter where I go, which ridge. I hunt many a ridges in here. It's just a bad time to get in them. The best time is in the wintertime. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed these finds showing them to you. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.